This is Lerritt for the Stoke FM Morning Show, and today I am joined by Tina Lindegaard Valerie Speer and Megan Porith from the Revelstoke Visual Arts Centre to talk about October's display in the gallery called Three Voices from the Land. How are you ladies today?
Doing okay. Glad to be here.
Hey, how's it going?
Very happy you ladies are here to join me today. We got another big exhibit coming up this month for October, displaying the work of three artists in the main gallery. Of course, you two ladies and then Jennifer Hedge as well. Could you just give us a little bit of background about yourselves off the top here? We'll start with you, Valerie.
Oh boy. Okay, so I'm a resident of Alberta. I used to live in BC when I was younger. So I have kept in touch with Tina as we have a long-term friendship that started back in high school. And so that has brought me to Revelstoke a lot, and I feel like I know this community fairly well. So I live just east of Calgary in a small arts village called Rosebud, and what puts it on the map is a professional theater. So I'm probably the most active visual artist in town, but I'm actively pursuing my Federation of Canadian Artists status, and I am putting on different events put on by the Rosebud Art Collective, and just trying to get more knowledge about what's going on in the Alberta art scene, because I live in my little hamlet and I get in my little bubble. So coming to Revelstoke and hang out with Tina and other artists here has been really helpful, and I have expanded those friendships across Western provinces. So I feel like I have my fingers in lots of places except for at home.
You, Tina?
Yeah, I'm a long-time resident of Revelstoke and don't really have any big plans to leave. I've been part of the Revelstoke art scene right from when there was no art scene, pretty much. Anyway, I've been working on trying to get this little creative collaboration going for at least 20 plus years. We all went to art college together, like way back. Finally, after a really long time of thinking about doing this project, we decided, okay, now's a good time. I think COVID kept us at home, gave us something to do, and all of us have kind of moved from way back when in art school into doing a lot of landscape work, and Jennifer being from the coast now and does a lot of work with ocean, and she's a theater artist, so she has a lot of input from that background. Val being from the prairies does tend to focus a lot on that type of landscape, and then myself being mountains. We have very, very different styles, and we just thought maybe putting a show together here in Revelstoke would be an exciting project, and it finally came together.
And it's called Three Voices from the Land. Do you get a little more into depth into what the meaning behind the title is?
Yeah, so just, again, us being from very different landscapes and being landscape artists for the most part, we thought that would just be a really interesting way of bringing our work together. Although we have, each of us, crossed over, I've definitely put some prairie work in, and Val's does mountains now and then.
I think too, like for myself anyways, also that my landscapes are very much influenced by my own personal experience of being out on the land, whether it be on the prairies or mountains or ocean. And it's only from that experience that I feel like it can communicate into my painting something of that. And if it wasn't a personal experience, I probably wouldn't touch it. So I feel like I've had the privilege of experiencing all those landscapes and being able to have my own personal interaction with it. So I feel like that title kind of suited my work. I think Jen felt the same way, how she's really influenced by what she paints. So I think as landscape artists, for the most part, most people really pull from their inside guts to express something that you just don't capture in a photo. So we felt like the Voices of the Land was maybe a great title for this.
Are those three varieties of landscapes what we can expect to see in the exhibit, or are there any kind of surprises we should be ready for?
I think for the most part that explains the work in there, although there are definitely a few little surprises.
I think the surprise is that we actually express ourselves so differently, and it's really obvious that there's three distinct styles being hung there. So it's really delightful in its own way. Yeah. Because often you'll find friends who paint together a lot or hang out a lot end up emulating each other. We enjoy the same language, and we'll help each other out by discussing the composition or, what should I do to tweak this? And we may or may not agree, but even just the discussion, and even if we don't agree, it actually helps us form our own opinion and move on with our work.
And what sorts of mediums do you ladies work in?
I tend to work in primarily acrylic. I use a lot of mixed media.
I'm primarily acrylic. I play around the idea of going into oil. I'm a bit of a klutz and I make a mess. So I'm really worried about touching oils because it would be all over me. Then it'd be all over my car. Then it'd be all over my house. So I'm just...
That's how strangers know you're an artist.
Okay. I think, yeah. I have enough clothing with paint on it. But I don't know. I got comfortable with acrylics, and so that you just kind of stay with what you know. But I might branch out, but that is what I'm working in right now.
What led to the decision for you three ladies to work together on this exhibit?
20 years of thinking about doing this, and I think watching each of us kind of progress in our creativity has kept that always current in my mind. I was definitely the one pushing for this. I've been trying for this for a long time. And we're super busy people, and it's hard to collaborate, especially from such a distance. But I think possibly COVID has gotten us to a place where it felt like it was a good time. I brought it up with the ladies, and they were like, yeah, let's do it.
And it's kind of funny because we have worked as artists for so long, but we've never taken the opportunity to do this. So it feels like, wow, it's a big circle we went around in, right? Because we left art school, we each went into different things.
You did mention a couple times that Jennifer does theater art. Can you guys kind of touch on what that means for the audience here?
Yeah, so Jennifer is a scenic artist, and she has spent pretty much since we were in school together, actually. She started immediately out of school painting theater sets, and so that's what she's been doing. She worked in Kelowna for a few years really early on, and then she spent many years in Calgary doing the Calgary Theatre and the Calgary Opera, and she's now living on the island and works in Victoria and Chemainus, and she's probably one of the most well-known theatre artists in Western Canada, I believe. So yeah, she's really stuck to her guns, and she's a very established artist on that front.
Now, you've mentioned how long you ladies have kind of studied together. Have you ever collaborated together, or any thoughts of that on the horizon?
We have not really until this point. I have actually worked with Val quite often just because we tend to stay in touch a little bit more. Jennifer is on the island, so she's a little bit further away. We have also painted together a few times, Jennifer and I, but nothing, an actual collaboration like this. So hopefully we will do more of that. I think it's been a really good experience.
I think that'd be cool. I think, some people, when they work collaboratively, they work on one big piece of something. I don't know if we'd be successful in that. I think we're so different. We'd be like, nope, start again. That's it. But I think to work on a common vision and express it in our own styles, I think, there's lots of potential there.
Obviously, you ladies work with a lot of landscapes and stuff like that, but is there anything beyond that inspires your art?
Color. I'm a color freak. I use color probably as my primary tool. For me, it's definitely color.
For me, I think I'm more trying to express my experience or a feeling I have of a place that makes me stop and just want to absorb it. And that's usually what I'm after in my painting, is I want to capture that experience that I have. And then what I love is when a viewer sees that and has that same experience that reminds them of their own experiences. And I think that's a real win.
I agree with that. I feel like I've expressed something successfully when someone else has a really intense reaction to it. It may not be the same as mine, which I totally welcome because everybody comes from a different life experience, but the fact that they have a strong reaction is, like you said, a successful piece for sure.
What do you think the value of showcasing your work in a small town like Revelstoke at our admittedly lovely visual arts centre is? But what do you think about that?
Well, I think because I feel a connection with Revelstoke, having spent so much time here, I just love the opportunity to expand, say, where my reach as an artist. And also I feel like I speak a lot of language in my work that people here can resonate with, just because I do a lot of mountainscapes as well. I've actually enjoyed some really strong support from different members of the community, which I feel flattered by. So just to kind of keep the network wide, and it's a great community to be a part of. So showing here now and then keeps me in the loop, then I'd love to do that.
I also have to give a shout out to the Art in the Park program that's here in town. which is probably the entire reason for me ever doing landscape work. I had never done that really prior to that program. And I think I was in the inaugural Art in the Park, which was amazing. And since then have participated in one at the coast, one in the prairies that Val and I were actually both a part of, and then I think Val's done a couple of their programs outside of that. So that has been a huge, I guess, instigator of doing the landscape work. And obviously it's in Revelstoke, so it just kind of made sense to come back here and revisit that.
Do you have any plans going forward towards the new year?
I'm trying not to think about what's on my to-do list, but I do know I want to apply for my signature status with the Federation of Canadian Artists. I have enough points, and then I just need to probably add to my body of work to put in a strong application. I'll be looking to see what events I want to lead in Rosebud for the Rosebud Art Collective. And, I'm also facilitating with an online platform called Leveling Up. And so I actually get to work with different master artists. So that's kind of cool. One artist I really want to work with, his name is Brent Lynch, and some of you might know his work. He's pretty amazing. And I would really like to facilitate his class. So
for myself, I feel like I've gotten a little bit of momentum going as far as just painting for this show. But I'm actually jumping into a program with the schools here in town. We're doing an Art Starts grant funded program. It's a full year program that I'm doing with 3 of the classes up at Arrow Heights School. I'm also signed up to do some workshops with a few artists as of the new year. And I'm also doing a course until then on breath work, working with the breath. Yeah, it's all over the internet. It's the new craze, cold water dipping, all that fun stuff, which I'm really enjoying. And I see myself down the road maybe putting together something to do with instructing with the breath work and creative. And I should put a little plug in too for the Modern. I do spend a lot of time facilitating the artwork in the Modern, and there's some really exciting shows coming up there, so people should definitely go and check that out, artwork in the Modern. We change it up once a month, just like at the Art Center. Around November, December, we put a really good mixture of things up for Christmas. And
Tina and Valerie, where can we find your art online?
I have a website is just my name, Valerie Speer, and Speer is with 2 E's. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm valerie.speer, and on Facebook, it's Valerie Speer-Fine Art.
Yeah, I've just got a website, my name as well.
And Megan, a couple questions for you now. About what else is going on in the gallery this month.
So if you've been to the gallery before, you know we have the main gallery and then we have the side 3 galleries. And again, we're filled with 3 women as well. So it's going to be 6 women in the gallery this month, which I'm so excited about. So like I said, we have Tina Lindegaard and we have Valerie Speer and Jennifer Hedge in the main gallery. And then in the side galleries, in Gallery 1, we have Vanessa St. Eves. So she's a Revelstoke local, and her show is all about the Revelstoke temporal rainforest. So you'll see a couple of friendly faces, or maybe not so friendly faces, that you might expect to encounter among the misty forests. She's got some really beautiful, subdued, teals and browns coming through. It's quite gorgeous. In the middle gallery, we have Kaisa Lindfors. So Kaisa is part of a duo. Her and her sister have a duo called the Cicerette Sisterhood. And Kaisa's portion of that is ceramics. She does a lot of pinch pot ceramics and uses lots of bright, not so much bright, but pastel colors. And she's been really playing with visible journaling in this show. So you'll see some visible journaling on her ceramic pieces throughout the show. So I highly suggest checking that out. It's quite a interesting space to walk among. And then in the final gallery, we have Sherry Sheraton. You might know her from Instagram as Ceramic. She does some beautiful ceramics as well, and she usually does the female form, maybe not so censored. But she's actually switched it up for this exhibition, so she's doing some painting this time. There is a little bit of pottery in there as well, but mostly it's going to be some paintings. So I highly suggest checking that out.
And what else is going on at the old Visual Arts Center there right now?
Oh, we've got so much going on. So we've got got some pottery classes happening at the moment, and I'm sorry, they are all sold out at the moment. We already have a really big wait list, and we're doing our best to put some classes on this winter. We're talking to a couple pottery artists about doing some kids classes, maybe doing some drop-in workshops, and doing some teen classes as well. So it's on the horizon. We also have the banner program that's starting up this month, and that's with the Revelstoke City Parks and Rec. So if you guys want to sign up to be part of the banner program and to have your beautiful painted banner hanging up in our city in the spring, head on over to the city website. The theme is bears doing silly things. So it's going to be a fun one. I'm expecting to see some bears on some bicycles. I don't know, Valerie, Tina, if you guys are here and want to sign up for that. So that one is signed up through the city, but we facilitate it at the Revelstoke Visual Arts Center. And we already have a bunch of kids, adults, and some businesses even signed up. So come check it out, guys.
Super cool.
We're starting another fundraiser as well. So this is a fun one we haven't done before, and we're calling it Zilla versus Kong Cardboard Smashdown. So for a $3 ticket, you can get your name entered to win. With that $3 ticket, you have to build a cardboard building, and it can be very basic or it can be very elaborate. At the end of this month, so at the end of October, we're going to have all those buildings set up in our jailhouse studio, and whoever wins, because we're going to pull one name from that raffle ticket, whoever wins gets to either dress up as King Kong or Godzilla and smash the entire city. Because how fun would that be? Am I right?
That does sound super fun. And Megan, where can people find the Visual Arts Center online?
So check out the Revelstoke Art Gallery online. Make sure you join us for our opening event this Thursday from 5 p.m. till 8 p.m. And then join us for the rest of the month because the show runs from October 7th, which is this Thursday, till October 29th. And our regular opening hours are Wednesday to Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay, should we plug for Jennifer as well? She's Hedge underscore?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, Jennifer on Instagram.
And Jennifer Hedge?
Yeah.
And that's her Instagram information?
It is, yes. That's the third artist.
That's a whole lot of great stuff going on down at the Visual Arts Center this month. Be sure to check it out, everyone. We'll post not only this interview to Facebook, but all of that added information, all the websites and whatnot. And thanks for joining me. This is Lerritt for the Stoke FM Morning Show.
All right, thanks for having us.